Hey guys, I'm not outside because a lot of you guys had wind problems, and I don't want to have wind problems, and there's not really a good place to go, which I guess is the point of why we're supposed to try to go outside, so that we'll look dumb and people will see us. But I might not have the internet out there, and so it's easier to stay here. Yep, I'm a wimp. But also, please watch my video, you guys, and tell the rest of everyone to watch my video. Because last week, while Sarah and somebody else, maybe it was Annabeth's video, both of your guys' videos had like 14 or 15 views, and my video had 4 views, which means everyone thought, oh, look, it was Shelby's turn to vlog. I'm not going to watch it. Shame on you. That's me making a face at you. If nobody views my vlog this week, then I'm not going to make one next week. And I know you probably think it's boring because I just sit here, but I don't have a memory card in my camera, so I can't just go take cool videos of the things that I do. I can just sit in my bed and tell you about the cool things that I do. Like sophomore lock-in, which was beautiful. First of all, I went to Chuck E. Cheese with my mentee, Aaliyah, and with my small group leader's daughter, Abby, and that was super, super fun. And we got back at like 9. We went to the lock-in, and there was Minute to Win It. We played the one where you put the Oreo on your head and you have to get it into your mouth without touching it, which I've never been able to do, and somehow I won. Props to me. Yeah, I won. And we played a lot of Foursquare, which I had never played before, which is super, super fun. And we ate some junk food and ice cream, and there was a dog there, and there were video games, and there was a film festival, which was awesome, and Kristen's boyfriend was there from Virginia, and we played ping pong, and there was Twister and crafts and Lord of the Rings trivia tournament thing, but I didn't go to that. Lots of cool things going on. Mostly I played Foursquare because it turns out I'm really good at it. And it's fun to win things. Yep. Okay, so that was Friday. And I had to go to class in the morning, and I wasn't very happy about it because I hate Mission Farm, and I never learn anything in it, and I don't like to get up and go to class on Saturdays. So it was pretty good this week because I didn't actually have to do a lot. We watched this machine that takes wood, like a tree, and turns it into lumber, like 2x4s that you can use. And so we had to help carry the 2x4s from the machine to the piles of wood. But it was pretty cool to watch it, except for getting like sawdust in my eyes and stuff. It was pretty cool to see it. What else did I do that was interesting this week? I went to housing night and got a room for next year. I'm on the 3rd floor. Mary is my roommate. Jessica, Monica, Kristen, Hannah, Jamie, and my other friend Hannah will all be there on my hall, and it's going to be lots of fun. And wait for it. I've been watching all of your guys' vlogs, and I like them a lot. I like to see your faces, though you apparently don't like to see mine, but whatever. What was I going to say? Oh, I went to church today, and it turns out they canceled the 8:45 service, so we got there right about 8:45, and nobody was there, so I feel like I am eternally out of the loop of everything all the time. I feel really dumb and embarrassed that I never know what's going on. Just now, I had a meeting with a girl named Shannon, who's going to be one of my supervisors while I'm in Haiti, and she was telling me about what it's like. And guys, I am like a total princess. Not that I wasn't already, but the conditions where I'm staying in Port-au-Prince are like practically like a resort. Like, they're almost as nice as my mom's house. Like, it's just a really nice house, and it's gated, so it's secure and everything. So, I mean, I was totally amped up for sleeping on dirt floors in a hut and not having the internet and stuff, but this will be cool too because I will have the internet and a phone and a bed, and all of the rooms have like 4 or less people in them, which is ridiculous. When I stayed for spring break, there were probably 2, 4, at least 10 people in our room. And some of the rooms had like 20 people. So that's a lot more than 4. It really looks like a hotel, and then sometimes you go and stay for a day or two at this Wahoo Bay beach resort place, which for real looks like any place where any American would go on vacation. So, if you've been wanting to take a vacation, you should go to Haiti and stay at Wahoo Bay because it's beautiful. I'm really excited because it's just like less than a month. Only I have a million things to do before then, and whenever I think about it, I just cannot imagine how I'm going to get it all done. You know what I did this weekend though? I bought some Chacos. I don't know if you all know what Chacos are, but they're really cool shoes, especially for walking outside a lot and being active and being on kind of rough terrain, which I'm going to be doing. It's also good in the water, which I'm also going to be doing. So it's very good. I had to get them custom fitted because my feet are weird. I have a really high instep or something, blah, blah, blah. But I got them, and they're pink and purple. Well, I ordered them. Should be coming in the mail this week, maybe, like Friday. I don't know. I'll probably show you guys them next week because I'll probably still be excited about them because they're really expensive shoes, but my lovely mother bought them for me, so that's really nice. Let me see. I still want you guys to send me stuff to talk about, especially like religious and or philosophical things. So Job, he definitely is kind of a downer. Let me see if I kept it open, if I could find the kind of things that he says. Talking about how he's never done anything bad, and basically all his friends are trying to convince him that since God is righteous, then he rewards people according to their actions. So because of all the bad stuff happening to Job, Job must have done a bunch of bad things, and obviously anyone would be insulted by that because you're like, I didn't do anything. And it says Job was a righteous man. So specifically, what I believe Sarah wanted to know was, how was Job considered blameless, even though he was a complainer and a whiner, which he really is. He's always talking about how his life is the worst. And now my life seeps away. Depression haunts my days. At night my bones are filled with pain which gnaws at me relentlessly. With a strong hand God grabs my shirt. He grips me by the collar of my coat. He has thrown me into the mud. I am nothing more than dust and ashes. 8. God rebukes Job for crediting things to God that are really things that Satan did. Because at the beginning, Satan is saying that the only reason that Job is righteous and listens to God is because God has blessed him so richly, and surely if he stopped blessing him, then Job would curse God. So God allows Satan to, but does not do the actions himself, but he allows Satan to do all these kind of cruddy things to Job. Though, I mean, people always say things about Job, but if I do recall, it's a happy ending where Job ends up with like twice as much good stuff as he had before. Not that that really means anything. So Job is complaining the whole time, and there are a couple different interpretations that I came up with to help us think about why he might not have been considered as sinning by what he did. First of all, and this was something that I've learned before, but I couldn't find the exact words, and I know that you don't speak Hebrew either, so I figured it wasn't something very important to you. But there are different words in Hebrew that mean sin, like with different connotations about how purposeful they were or accidental, different kinds of sins. So there's a slight possibility that that Jews would have considered it a sin to be talking about God the way that he was talking about God, but that it would be considered like a different kind of sin and they looked at it a different way. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself correctly, but you can just let me know if you have more questions about it. Also, you're probably going off the basis of Philippians 2:14 when you talk about complaining being a sin, because I know that's something that's important to us in our whiny age to acknowledge the fact that the Bible says do everything without grumbling or complaining. Upon doing a little bit of a word study on grumbling and complaining, they both have a tinge of secrecy to them, especially like grumbling means kind of just like to talk, to kind of like to say that you could do it better, but you're not like telling that to the leader, you're like telling that to your peers. So both of them are basically kind of ways to negatively speak about things, but in secret, not addressing the problem directly, like not making it clear to everyone. Like if I went behind your back and told everybody like, "Oh, Sarah's like smells really bad and I have to sit next to her and it's terrible." Then that would be like what it means there when it says grumbling and complaining. Or it's also sometimes translated as grumbling and arguing. So, I mean, whether or not complaining is a sin is kind of a complicated one for me because I feel like there's such a fine line between acknowledging that something is bad and complaining about it. Like, if it's really cold outside, am I complaining if I say it's cold outside? I mean, that is a fact and it's negative and it's not necessarily what I want. So I think that that it's really hard to define complaining because it's more of a heart issue. Though I would say it seems that Job's heart is pretty complain-y, but for one thing, his complaints weren't in secret. He was pretty clear about it to all of his friends that he was talking to. I think that I had some other things, but I can't remember. But I hope that answers your question a little bit. It is an interesting thing to think about, and I think that Job is such an important book for us because bad things that happen in our life really usually aren't punishment for sins, you know. We just live in a fallen world and people are evil and they do evil things and their actions bring us bad consequences that make people's lives harder and sadder. And that's the world that we're in right now. And that's why we have bad things that happen to us. But